Warning, incoming game over. Warning, incoming game over.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Game Over Vancouver. My name is Kaja Antic. The Vancouver Canucks just beat, the Winnipeg Jets 6-2. I almost said in overtime, which is not something that would happen if that was the score line. Anyway, the Vancouver Canucks beat the Winnipeg Jets. They put five past Connor Hellebuck. Playoff hell is back. Anyway, before we get into any of that, shift into Hyperdrive and get ready to have some fun with your news source for all the biggest stories in hockey, bringing a unique style of broadcasting and commentary with a Quebecois flavor. Hyperdrive Hockey combines top-tier hockey analysis, big stories, pop culture, and a damn fun atmosphere that will drive debate, make you think, and more. Join Max Fanut, Daphne Malboeuf, Kevin Laramie every Monday and Thursday for your fill in the hockey world. Schedule pending. Watch on YouTube on the Game Over Network channel or subscribe to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, or Amazon. Head to our website, thegameovernetwork.com, for more. Alrighty. So, the Vancouver Canucks, they win 6-2 in what is absolutely not a game that I thought they would win whatsoever. You know, Calgary already won today in the most Calgary way to win a game, which on a back-to-back, they got absolutely whew, taken out by the Leafs last night. And then they come into the Rangers home. The Rangers are fine, you know, and the Rangers lose 2-1, or 3-1. I don't know. I even watched the game and I'm just like, it was just nothing really happened. Igor Shesterkin, give him a gun. Honestly, deserved so much better because the team just didn't do anything. Anyway, this is a Vancouver show. That Rangers aside, even though there is so many narratives, the Canucks come into this one and they're already showing some promise. Of course, their last game that they had was between they played Saturday night against the Chicago Blackhawks, put six past them, but again, it's the Chicago Blackhawks. They're not very good. Connor Bedard got his second 10-minute misconduct in as many games, so good job, bro. Good job. And then we lose to Utah, because, of course, we can't win against Utah of all teams, because that makes sense. Oh, we can mention the Rangers too. Connor, shh. Anyway, the Canucks come into this game. I don't know what they were doing. They had forward lines earlier today that looked absolutely not good. I'm going to try and pull up the thing because I need to talk about this. Because going into this game, I had no hope. I had negative hope. I'm like, where am I going? Connor Hellebuck allows 3 first-period goals for the first time this season. Nice. Okay. Was this the... Oh, no, that's not the warm-up. Oh, yeah, Connor Garland missed the game. Not that it's good. Not that it's good. I'm just like... that's I hope you're okay. Get in line, very few predicted this. Yeah. Where Oh, the Tuesday morning skate. So okay, it was Hoglander, EP40. What lines am I thinking of then? Because there were lines that were absolutely horrible. Was it yesterday? No, that's okay. It was like Hoglander, Pedersen, Besser, DeBrusque, Suter, Sherwood, O'Connor, Bluger, Carlson, Joshua, Oman, Lakarameki. Yeah, I have no idea what I was thinking. Um, where has this been all season? Yeah, that's true. I liked how there are 3 Canucks I feel that are still around. Um, that were being kind of called out, for lack of a better word, by the fan base to kind of perform better, and they all decided to show up tonight. I mean, Pettersson, he's kind of been, Elias Pettersson the older, has kind of been back for a couple weeks now. Um, but yeah, he gets on the board later. He was on the line with Besser and Hoglander. He gets one assist, but he's had much more of an impact tonight. Um, and then Brock Besser, obviously, he hasn't scored since the Leafs game at the beginning of February before the Four Nations break. Um, like, he hasn't scored since he turned. Well, I'm very bad at math. Give me a sec. 28? Yeah, he hasn't scored since he turned 28. That's math. Don't make me do that ever again, I say to myself. But yeah, Brock Besser scores not once, but twice, and one of those on the power play. On the power play. Beautiful shot, beautiful execution. Niels Hoglander, who also has not been scoring at the same rate that he was last year. Granted, none of the team have. None of the team has, but Hoglander especially, he gets like 20 something goals last year, all even strength. This year he just 730? No. Already? I think he might be on pace for that, because I don't think he's at there yet. Okay, where's hits? Where's hits? I want to see hits. Hits. Okay, he's made 865 hits in his career. I don't think he's there yet. This season? Where's hits? I cannot see. This season. Yeah, I don't think he has this season yet. 373, which is still a lot, but I think he's on pace for 730 still, even though he missed time. And did he miss time? Am I thinking miscorrectly? Must have been heard it watching on TSN. Fair enough. Fair enough. I was just like 730. That seems like a lot. That's like they mentioned his hits counter. Yeah, fair. Fair enough. But yeah, who was I talking about? Niels Hoglander. Niels Hoglander gets it. He's 10 away from breaking the record. Jesus. Wow. Niels Hoglander gets on the board. He gets his sixth of the season, and also an amazing goal. Just a lot of good passing plays, especially from the Besser, Pettersson, Hoglander line. Seeing that line together kind of freaks me out, because I'm like, okay, Niels Hoglander can get in around the boards, but Besser's not the best skater, and Pettersson is kind of like, I don't want to say the mix of the two, with like the shot, but also the board battle side. Besser had some hits tonight too, which I was like, whoa, what are you doing, bro? But yeah, great effort from that line. Please continue that for the rest of the season. There were some signs tonight at the game that was like, there's a little kid who said, "I'm glad you stayed, Brock," like on a sign after the game. I thought it was really sweet. Um, but yeah, Quinn Hughes is also one assist away from 50. Because he got his 49th assist. He got 2 assists, because of course, he's Quinn Hughes. But Quinn Hughes only getting 2 points on a night where the Canucks score 6 is absolutely wild. And not at all predictable. And that was not sarcasm. Like, usually if the Canucks score 6 goals, Quinn Hughes gets an assist on most of them. Or he at least factors it, which he definitely factored into more of what he gets an assist on. Anyway, Drew O'Connor is actually the one who starts the scoring, and it was actually pretty quick on how it started. My TV glitched out, so I had to run to my computer, just turn on and watch the game. And right as I turn on and watch the game, it's still like in the loading like 480p, and that's when I just turned it on, and I was like, oh, okay, we have a goal. Good job, Canucks. So yeah, Drew O'Connor from Hughes and Bluger. Bluger also had a really good night tonight. It was just really solid across the board. Like Lankinen as well had a lot of good saves. There was like I really don't have any complaints from this team, which is wild because I usually have at least five. Um, it was all I my complaint, don't let it get to your head. But also like you can celebrate a little bit because like it is the best team in the Western Conference. It is the best team arguably in Canada. Um, but yeah, Drew O'Connor opens the scoring. Nikolai Ehlers scores to tie it a bit later on, and then Brock Besser on the power play with a minute and 30 left, and then with 3 seconds left. 3 seconds. Hi, Kay. 3 seconds left. Niels Höglander gets the 3-1 goal. And that's just in the first period. Second period, Alex Iafallo scores for Winnipeg. They close kind of the gap to the Canucks. I was like, what team am I talking about? The Canucks, yes. And then Brock Besser gets his 20th of the year. A few minutes later, the passing was much crispier. Yeah, they made it so they made so many, it made the game way too easy for Utah. Yeah, they missed passes, yeah. They like weren't I understand it was the second half of a back-to-back, but also the first team you played was Chicago, so you shouldn't have been using a lot of effort. Um I, like I want to say I'm sorry Chicago, but I'm really not. Um yeah, Pia Suter, though, I will give him a shout out because was it 47 seconds later? 44 seconds later? It was a few seconds later. Like less than a minute later. Pia Suter scores to make it 5-2 Vancouver. And then there's no scoring. The third period went by pretty quickly. But yeah, the third period, the only goal, also for Pia Suter, who gets the puck and his 20th goal of the season off an empty netter with the dying seconds of the game, literally 4 seconds left. Also playing at home, only a partial excuse, really. Yeah, like, you have a back-to-back. Yeah, you're still at home. Sure, it's a couple hours earlier than you normally play, but again, you're playing against. I mean, Utah's technically still in it, but they're not, like, in it, you know? Like, a St. Louis or a Calgary or whatever. I mean, they're probably still in it. I just kind of forget that they're still a team, to be honest. Um, Chicago, definitely not in it. They're definitely, not. They're just not. I mean, they were the first team to be eliminated from playoff contention. The first team, I think the only team so far that has been officially eliminated is the San Jose Sharks, with the big E next to their name. Let me just check. Yeah, Buffalo has it. Buffalo could still make it. Buffalo could still make it. They're not eliminated yet. 45 points. Oh boy. Yeah, Chicago is only 4 points ahead of San Jose, so I'm assuming they get the E pretty quickly. I closed the tab I was going to talk about. What else was I going to say? Luke Shen assist. Luke Shen assist. That's the highlight of the game for me. Just kidding. And it's not to say that Winnipeg wasn't playing well. Hellebuck wasn't playing well. Their defense kind of let a lot. Not even let a lot through. They only let 22 shots through to Hellebuck. Or not even Hellebuck, because I'm sure there were some counted towards the empty net. And Kyle Cotter just really loves baseball for some reason, because he's super good at hand-eye coordination. Oh, I can speak. He was hitting down a lot of the pucks, for reference there. They were shutting the Jets down, and the Jets, they're not a bad team. They didn't look like they were a bad team. They had more life in them than Chicago did. They had more life in them than the Rangers did against Calgary tonight. They forgot Shen was traded to Winnipeg until I saw him. He might as well play for every team at this stage. Yeah, all NHL teams, any percent. He's speedrunning it. Um, love Luke Shen though. So, yeah. My favorite Canuck. He gets on the score sheet. Any enemy of Mark Scheifele is a friend of mine. Jesus Christ. I will say, Mark Scheifele, I didn't really notice him out there all that much. Yeah, there's some big names that you're supposed to notice, for the Jets. I feel you didn't really notice them tonight. Scheifele being the main one, Hellebuck being another one, Josh Morrissey, he was out there quite a bit, but he also left for an injury. He did come back later on, if I can recall. And I don't know, Kyle Connor was only really kind of there for the empty nets. Like he was not stopping any other shots. So I don't know what the Jets were doing out there tonight. Um it's not like they were playing horribly bad, but I just think there's something off with Hellebuck. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of Winnipeg after this, because I'm like, we're only the second team to get 5+ goals past him this calendar year. I think we're the fourth team overall to get 5 goals plus past him this year. Or this season. That's, yeah. Rick Tocchet said he's proud of Brock Besser. Praise be. Well, me too, bro. You ain't special. I can speak English. I'm a communications major, and I cannot communicate. Um, but yeah, oh my god, somebody in the Canucks, higher ups believes in Brock Besser. Oh, buy a lottery ticket. Nikolai Ehlers. Yes, he's another one. I feel like he's always underrated, but also the Jets pump his tires a lot, but then he's still underrated. It's a weird kind of relationship. It's like Barkov with the Panthers. Like, I was about to say the Panthers love him, but it's not like the Panthers and the Jets have comparable, like, fan bases, I would say. Because, one is Winnipeg Jets, the other is the Florida Panthers. Very different fan climates in general. Um, I think the low battery thing is going off in this on my smoke detector, and it's bugging me out right now. So if I am looking up, that is why. It might also just be my chair. So there's that. Nikolai Ehlers, very good player. He was probably the one I noticed the most for the Jets tonight. Because he's bigger than Hoglander, but I feel like he gets in those dirty areas, a bit easier, or a bit smoother, I guess. Yeah, I'm saying good words. Not a lot of penalties in this game. It was literally Hayden Fleury tripping against Brock Besser in the first, when Brock Besser scored on that one. Then it was Philip Hronek for high sticking against Velarde. And then Teddy Bluger delay of game, which the Jets had the most offensive output, of a 5-on-3 for a few seconds. And that was a bit of a scramble. Kevin Lankanen is wild. I think they had, those memes that are just like, oh, I just had an eye transplant. Who gave you the eye? And then it's like the next person. Congrats on the win. Besser with a heck of a game. Yes, for sure. I think the beeping is my chair. I'm not certain. My chair is beeping. Squeaking. Beeping. The chairs. I would hope chairs don't beep. I don't think chairs are sentient. Canucks. Um, yeah, the puck over glass, which is just it's just a funny penalty. 3 stars of the game. YouTuber stay in the Fairmont, Winnipeg, the hotel every road team stays in. and he wanted to see why it was hated so much. That's probably one of the 5 places you can stay in Winnipeg. I've never been to Winnipeg. I'm so sorry, Winnipeg. You're catching strays just because your goalie is 6 to his stomach right now. They should have put Eric Comrie in, honestly. TikTok king. Hello. Yes, 3 stars were Brock Besser with 2 goals and an assist. Niels Höglander, 1 goal and 1 assist. And then Quinn Hughes, of course. I mean, I'm going to be honest, I didn't notice Quinn Hughes all that much tonight, but that was because the rest of the team was good, so it's not like he's the only one giving this team any life. Like, they were collectively good. It wasn't just Quinn Hughes carrying the entire team on his back, so happy for him. He still did an amazing job, because, like, when does he not? But, yeah, the rest of the team was clicking. So it wasn't all on Quinn, which I think was really cool. Before we get into this next little bit, is looking for ways to help an upstart media company employing over 30 young journalists and analysts across Canada. If you have a few spare bucks kicking around, you better head to our Patreon page at patreon.com/thegameovernetwork. There you'll find multiple tiers featuring different rewards and goodies for helping us grow. There's extra access, exclusive looks behind the scenes, Discord benefits, merch discounts, opportunities to give us feedback, and you can join us for special shows live where you can interact with hosts as we launch more ways to improve your experience. If you're not able to spare a few dollars, we have a free tier available so you don't miss out. If you really want to help us, make sure to click the like and subscribe button on YouTube, rate us 5 stars on your favorite podcast app, and share our work on your social media of choice. It's patreon.com/thegameovernetwork to check everything out. Yeah, that's words. I just want to talk a little bit about I need to change the overlay first of all. Talk a little bit about the playoff race that we found ourselves in. It's like the endless cycle of we are so back. Utah is more in it than I thought they were. They're still not like in it, but they're there. They're kind of there. What am I saying? So the playoff race that we're in. This is potentially, unless the Kings absolutely wreck it the last few games here, this is potentially the first round series. Potentially. Knock on wood. I'm knocking on wood harder because that would be great if it's just like this game. But the thing is, in playoffs, there's more than just this game. And the Jets already smoked us a couple months back. So I'm not having high hopes, but I'm not having no hopes, you know? It was a huge one. You consider Calgary went to Manhattan and won. The game was so bad. It was so bad. It was a huge one, yeah. Calgary went to Manhattan, which, I mean, it's the Rangers. They're not the Rangers of last year. They're the 33-30-6 Rangers, who are only 3 points back at the Canucks, but they are behind the Canadiens, who won tonight. Yes, they beat the Sens 6-3. Lot of big wins tonight for Canada. They really like the number 6, Brock Besser. I understand. But yeah, so for tonight was potentially, if the wild card stays what it is, which it could change, if we could move into the 3rd spot in the West, if LA, please, if they drop off in their performance a bit, we're only 6 points back of LA, 9 points back of Edmonton, who won tonight. Yeah, there is a possibility that this would be the Jets versus the Canucks in the first round, if the playoff race stays as it is. Which, if it's anything like tonight, yes, would be great. If it's anything like last time we played the Jets, awful. But there's also a bunch of teams behind us. So In front of us, we have, well, the Minnesota Wild, but they're at 81 points, which is the same amount that the LA Kings are at. So unless we have a better record than the Wild, oh, I'm not very good at this. The Kings have played less games, so I think they're automatically above where the Wild are. Different divisions as well. Um, if we moved up to 81 points, I think because of the OTLs, we'd have. If we moved up to the same points as the Wild, if they didn't win their next games and we won the next three, um, we would have the same. We would still be in wild card 2, but we'd have more chance moving up to LA. Yeah. We get Jets. I dread it even if they haven't made it as far as the Western Conference Final. Yeah, I would still dread getting the Jets. Um, but there's also the Jets have a lot of pressure on themselves, as like an organization and as a team. Not only because of all the attendance bullcrap that happens every other year, um, but it's also they've they've never made it. They have a stacked team. On paper, they should be a contender year in, year out, and they just haven't been. Like last year, was it five every single game? In 5 games, Hellebuck lets in five, and they're paying him X amount of money. There's a lot of pressure on the Winnipeg Jets. Can they move past that pressure? Can they move past their past, basically? Um, that would be the storyline for the Jets, whereas the Canucks, they've had a ton of adversity this season. I think they have enough to kind of power past that. It would be a tough series. It's not going to be a cakewalk, but it will be a good series for both teams. I think just as an outcome, because the Jets kind of like rode the wave of having a lot of success this year. It's kind of where the Canucks were at last year. Um, yeah, because the Canucks last year, they, could get to 100 points. The Jets are in that conversation right now. They could have gotten to 100 tonight if they had won, but they didn't. Um, the Canucks were kind of in that conversation last year, where they get to 100 points, the offense is clicking. Even if Demko goes down, they have like DeSmith, and then they have Shelov's come out in the playoffs, and like everything's good, and then they lose in Game 7 to Edmonton because XYZ doesn't go right for them, and that's when kind of they hit a wall. You could argue that it kind of started earlier when Pedersen's productivity kind of dropped off earlier in the year, but they were still going. They were still continuing forward, right? And then this year, boom, nothing works. They have some success, and then they have a lot of low periods. They can't string wins together. There's tension in the locker room. There's trade rumors left, right, and center. There's injuries to star players. There's everything is going wrong for the Canucks once again. Shocker. Um, there's management coming out and saying that your players that they keep around, that they resign, just not worth it. Anyway, that's a whole other topic. They faced adversity this year. The Jets, in all fairness, yeah, they've put some losses together. They also had their longest win streak in their teams in franchise history. They also had what did they start the year as? Like 18-2. Like it was wild, their start to the year. The Canucks don't have the Jets don't have the same amount of adversity, you could say, as the Jets. Yeah, the Jets have a chip on their shoulder because they only played 5 playoff games last year to the Canucks' 13. At the same time, I think it'll be a fairly even match series because the Jets, yeah, they can be streaky, and the Canucks can be streaky too. But the Canucks, I think their longest win streak is 5. You only need 4 to win a series. That's all I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say there. But behind us, well, in front of us, we have the Minnesota Wild. Behind us, same amount of points, but they played one more game than us, so technically we get the tiebreaker, is the St. Louis Blues, who we play next on the road. Canucks road record, please show up for this one. It's St. Louis. Please. And then behind them, with one game in hand to the Canucks, with 73 points, is the Calgary Flames, who are still in the hunt very much so. Then there's Utah, who we don't play again. But same amount of games, they're 4 points behind us. We have more wins than them. Yeah. If Calgary wins their next game, I think we're tied. No, we're not. We have more regulation wins than Calgary. No, we don't. Oh, wait. Okay. So I think with Calgary, if they win their next game with 2 points, I don't know when their next game is, so it's probably not until we play again, so this may not be relevant. But the Calgary Flames, if they get a win, I think we're still ahead of them because we have more regulation plus overtime wins. What's the tie-breaking procedure? Excluding games won by shootout. Yep. Okay, so we would be there. Woo! Yeah, I think we would still be ahead of the Flames. Good for us. And then there's Utah. Anaheim is still there. I don't want to discredit them, but let's be honest with ourselves. Kraken, they're still there. And then there's Nashville, like 10 points behind there. The Kraken are 10 points behind us. Do they make it? Probably not. They only have 13 games left to play. Very, very unlikely for them to get ahead here. I think, yeah, the Canucks have a good shot. As it stands in the West, if these matchups stay the way it is, Calgary plays New Jersey on Thursday. We play on Thursday, do we not, in St. Louis, or do we play on Friday? When do the Canucks play next? Da, 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 da. Okay. Canucks play half an hour later than the Flames on Thursday. Thank you for that, Connor. Yeah, same day. So, it'll be interesting. As the West stands currently, Winnipeg, yeah, we'd be facing them in the first round. I already said my piece on that. Vegas will be playing Minnesota, so Fleury revenge tour. One last dance. Is he turning heel? Apologies. Dallas, Colorado, always a fun time. I mean, not for any of those fan bases, but it's like fun if you have no stake. Same day because we play the Rangers on Saturday. Yeah. Same day. We go St. Louis to New York. There's one game on Friday, and it's the Blue Jackets against the Penguins. Okay, they're both kind of still in it. Never mind. Same day because the Rangers play on Saturday. Yeah, we play. Oh, right. I'm doing that show. Why am I surprised? I was like 1 p.m. That's like 10 a.m. here. Yeah, I'm doing that one. And then the Flames play the Islanders like at 1 p.m. that day. Yeah. It'll be interesting to watch. We also have to watch out for the Blues. The Canucks are starting a tougher schedule. I mean, we're playing the Devils. So, there's that. The Devils are missing like half their roster. They're still in a playoff spot. Impressive. This is a big game against the Blues. Yeah. For sure. It'll be a big one against the Blues. Definitely. Yeah, because the next games that the Canucks have Let me check. I am checking. Copy, we are checking. So, Blues on Thursday, away. This is all away. They're away until the end of the month. um, Blues Thursday, Rangers Saturday, Devils Monday, Islanders Wednesday, Blue Jackets Friday, Winnipeg again on Sunday, and then they're back home. They play 3 games at home. It's Seattle, Anaheim, Seattle on a Wednesday, Anaheim on a Saturday, and it's back to back with a Vegas. I could see She Loves starting on the Saturday at 1 p.m. for some reason, because that makes sense. And then Vegas the next day, that would be a Lankinen game, in my opinion. Obviously, I'm not a coach, but that would be where I think that the goaltending tandem would fit in. Again, could be different. And then Dallas away on Tuesday, Colorado away on Thursday, and then Saturday is Minnesota, could also be another big game. San Jose and Vegas again to close out the season at home. Whew. Yeah, so a lot of, I mean, a late Eastern Conference visit, but a lot of play with teams that we are fighting with for spots in the postseason, like the Blues, like the Kraken, like the Ducks. They're technically still in it, so I'm giving them the air. That was really mean of me. I'm sorry. They're technically still in it, so they get, a mention. Anyway. And then Minnesota. I mean, basically every team that we play is still in the playoffs. Except for San Jose on April the 14th. Demko is going on the road trip. Okay. We'll see how long that lasts. Maybe it's just a vibe check. I know he's sometimes in the room and stuff. Just based on, like, post-game videos, the handshake line and all that stuff. Yeah, the Canucks, for a team that has not been great at scoring whatsoever, they've scored how many goals in the last... So in the last week, 6 against Winnipeg, 1 against Utah, so that's 7, 13, 17, 19. So going back to last week's game against the Habs, which was a 4-2 loss, they scored 19 goals in 5 games. So that's an average of 4 games per season. Per game. We'll take winning 2 or 3 games on the Hudson River. Yeah, definitely. I could see that happening. Honestly, the Islanders, not very good. Hopefully Tony DeAngelo scores a couple goals for us. If you know, you know. He really likes the back of his own net. The Devils, obviously they're missing, like, most of their roster. The Hughes Bowl is literally just going to be Luke Hughes at this point. I mean, Quinn's back now, so the joke has less value, but still. Also missing Dougie Hamilton. And the Rangers are the Rangers, so it's either going to be a blowout for one team, or it's going to be the most boring hockey you've ever watched in your life. That's a threat. I say that as someone who routinely watches the Canucks and the Rangers. Oh boy. It'll be an interesting time. Let's see. Will Igor Shesterkin let in 6? Who knows? Will it be a 1-0 game won in a shootout by Vincent Trocheck? Who knows? It could go either way. I think the Canucks have a good chance up on the road trip. Obviously, the Blues game is very important as a win. In regulation, the Blues game is probably the most important of the upcoming road trip. Yeah, because the rest of your teams we're not really fighting with, but we still need the points. And it's teams that are just kind of on the cusp there in the East, so there are potential things to pick up points. Yeah. You say it's a threat? I call it a guarantee. Ho, 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 ho. Yeah. That's Laviolette and Talkin' Hockey for ya. Anyway, Don't know, I just sounded like that. Let's get into. Okay, that has to be the smoke detector. It can't be this chair. Because that sounded too much like a smoke detector sound. You probably is not picking up on my mic, so I sound like I'm just talking to myself, which technically I am. But yeah. What the heck's going on up there, Bo? Bo? Bro. I'm gonna name my smoke detector Bro Horvat. Sheila should get the Anaheim and San Jose game if no Demko. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, I opened the wrong thing first. Okay. If you're enjoying the show so far, you probably want more of this, right? Well, make sure you hit the like button on this video, click subscribe on our channel, and make sure you check the notification bell so you're alerted whenever we go live. If you're listening to our podcast, please give us a 5-star rating or even write a positive review. If you really like us, make sure to follow us on your favorite social media platforms. You can find the Game Over Network on Blue Sky at thegameovernetwork.com, on TikTok and Twitter at GameOverNHL, and on Instagram, Threads, and LinkedIn at Game Over Network. You can find me at Kaja May on pretty much everything. Yeah, Kajamae. Kajamae. That's my name. I learned to spell my name tonight at the age of 22. Let's go. You can also find us at thegameovernetwork.com where you can sign up for our upcoming newsletter. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Connor, because I don't think my chair is, considering it's mad at me. Why is there a smoke detector in your room? There is one in the kitchen, I think. Probably. Yeah. There is one, because my room is more meant as an office, I think. I don't know. There is a detector of some kind in my room. I don't ask questions, I just live here. We gotta see you learn how to spell your name. Yeah! It's totally not something I should have learned in kindergarten. Woohoo! I did change the overlay. Awesome. Let's talk about injuries. We already talked about Demko. Well, not really. We mentioned him. Demko, bit of, who knows what happens. I think we trade him at the next trade deadline. You can agree or disagree. You can agree to disagree. We can agree to disagree. I'm not gonna duel you for it. My name's not Aaron or Burr or Aaron Burr. I was listening to a lot of Broadway soundtracks today. That's why we're going there. Anyway, what was I talking about? Injuries, yes. So Philip Hedl, concussions. He's had a lot of concussion issues. Whispers of possible retirement. I mean, like, if it affects your quality of life, your life is more important than a game. I understand that there can be issues. I'm not a professional athlete. I don't have a say in a lot of those things because, like, I'm not in their shoes, but also, like, if it's affecting how you live your life, that sounds awful. If the team can stay off the injury list, we can certainly make it. I'm not sure all in. Like, let's be real here. This is not a cup team. We shouldn't go cup or bust. That's where we're at right now. I think we're a good team. Gotta feel really bad for him. Yeah. People say injury prone all the time. I don't want to say that. I think he's just unlucky, to be fair. That hit, though, from Jason Dickinson absolutely could have been avoided. And it pisses me off to no end that they let that. No call, by the way, no call. Hedl could have ended his career there. And I don't know if it's Dickinson seeing it and just being like, oh, it's an easy hit. I'm just gonna go make this to be tough. Or he saw it as a different vendetta. Maybe I'm just making dramatic situations in my head, but his time in Vancouver didn't go as well. Maybe he wants a little revenge, so he goes after the guy who, with concussion issues, who's turned aside and hits him straight in the numbers and gets away with it. Just speculating. But, like, are you kidding me? Like, also, just no call on that. It's clear as day. they obviously were making calls the other night against Chicago, considering Connor frickin' Bedard got a misconduct, which, what did he do to piss off the NHL refs this much? Like, it's not like it's John Tortorella and he did a Michigan or something. No, he just existed. He said one word to them, and 2 games in a row, Connor Bedard has hit the showers early. Like, do I come across as mean when I say don't miss Noah Jolson one bit? Injury hit one. I mean, you can feel bad for him, but also, like, for the betterment of the lineup, I still don't think he would have come in all that more often because he was a constant in the Canucks lineup, but that was also because we didn't have the same back end talent that we do now earlier on in the season, and also the Canucks defense core injury bug. Woo-hoo. That one he got in Vancouver was pathetic, to be fair. I didn't even clock it that quickly. I was just like, is Connor Bedard getting kicked out of the game? Connor Bedard is getting kicked out of the game. Wow. Full disclosure, it was like right at the start of the Australian Grand Prix, and I was too busy trying not to cry over Isaac Hadjar in the formation lap. So I was a little preoccupied. It was very upsetting. If you didn't know, Formula One also started last weekend. So, um, the new notch to my personality has been unlocked for the rest of the year. Thank you very much. Um, yeah. I was about to say this year is our year, but, Ferrari'd, so, yeah. And I was about to say Red Bull. Max got P2. They just chose the wrong guy to be his teammate. This is a Canucks show. So, yeah, Heedle, I hope he's okay. Not entirely sure what the situation is with Connor Garland, because I didn't really clock that he was out. But hopefully that's okay too. Because I bet you're saving up for Montreal this summer. No, I'm actually not. Because I can't go, and I'm so pissed. I'm not pissed, but like, I'm a little pissed. I'm not pissed. I'm sad. I can't go. Because, yeah. It's also, like, F1 Academy's there, and I'm like, I really want to see F1 Academy, because, like, oh my god. Um, yeah. Yeah. Do we just ground the Jets tonight? Like, am I dreaming? No, you're not, Elfrin, you're not. We beat the Jets 6-2. In regulation. I said it again. I said it at the beginning of the show, and I said it again. The Canucks, of course, they beat them in regulation. They're a 4-goal differential. I am so tired. I'm so sorry. I even caffeinated up. I mean, it's literally just dry ice, melted ice. What timeline is this? I don't know, but it's a good one. Actually, I amended that statement. For the Canucks. Yeah, I know it's a, yeah. Um, it's a timeline. We had a good result. That's all we need to talk about. Um, yeah, 6-2. 6-2. Go Canucks, go Coconuts glow. It does kind of sound like that, huh? Um, yeah, welcome to the stream, y'all. I was talking about we grounded the. Oh, I get it now. 'Cause they're planes. Jesus Christ, Kaya. Oh my lord. I. So we're gonna lose against St. Louis? Fingers crossed? No. Canada beats Sweden. But fingers crossed, I think we can get past them. But I also don't watch a lot of St. Louis Blues hockey for my own stability. I don't like their jerseys. I'm loving the struggle. It's mostly I am mostly just like struggle. Yeah, that's a good verb to use. Oh my lord, I cannot talk tonight. I apologize for everyone who has to listen to this because I'm not making any sense. That is, you know what else doesn't make any sense? The Canucks this season. What the hell is going on? We went from Gossip Girl to what's a TV show that's happy? Bluey. 5 game point streak for Petey. Um, wow. Another small glimpse of 11.6 Petey coming to form. I, yeah, honestly, as somebody who also deals with kind of chronic pain issues, um, like, sometimes it just really sucks for a while. So I could see that being an issue for Pedersen, and now he's beginning to kind of click back in. I think it's great. Here to check on Kaya's sanity. It is gone. It cannot be found. It has left the building. There was a squeak again. Jack, get your questions in before I fully lose all the rest of my brain cells. I was talking about caffeine. I made myself an iced London fog. What? That's not my screen. I'm so sorry. Cake is gonna get ruined by adrenaline. Why do we call them that? Um, there's a squeak. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, wait. I just fully moved my chair. Your room is alive tonight, Kaya. I'm scared. Okay, wait. I needed to rate something else on the screen. Okay. Gotta watch this back. It's been the last like 20 minutes. I'm so sorry. This is I'm trying my best. I'm sorry. 9 people in chat. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Listen below. Below. I always drunk Kaya. Kaya has been sober for 2 years. Thank you very much. Kaya's insanity is through the roof. That's the correct answer. Yeah. Kaya is uh Kaya. I think I think I should just submit this to my doctor and be like, here's the ADHD proof. Peg is gonna get picked. Stop. Merch! What better way to support something you love than by repping it on yourself? Game Over's apparel line is dropped with 3 unique lines, whether you feel the nostalgic pull of our retro skater design, want to make a statement with our established design, want to wear your love for the goalies proudly with our live and die by the goalie design, or if you just need another coffee and a toque to get through the spring, we have you covered. Designed by Brady Chalice from Game Over Winnipeg. Use the QR code on stream now and take a look through our apparel store and help us rebuild local sports media in Canada while repping your community. On technical difficulties himself, Andrew, he had no idea it was frozen on screen. Yeah. Crash out merch coming. I've had so many crash outs on stream. Like, it's not even a thing. I like how this is when people are, active. Not when I sound smart and everything. It's when I sound absolutely insane. But then again, when am I not? Technology loves to try to ruin streamers' days. Oh, my Hellebuck's in playoff form, absolutely. Yeah, I remember one time I was streaming a game, and I was streaming for like 12 hours. Ooh. This game was not friendly to my computer. Anyway, yeah, technology in general also. One time I was streaming on Twitch, different thing. I was playing Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. I was playing it like half an hour in, everything just goes black, and it took me about 20 seconds to realize that the power had gone out midstream. May God bless your heart. Please, More like hella suck. Playoff Hellebuck. You are what's the opposite of a goat? A sheep? What's the opposite of a goat? A sheep. I want to put that on t-shirts. When did you decide to go all Pokemon? I've been a Twitch streamer since like 2020, dude. 12-hour stream. It was May the 4th, and it was a Star Wars game. This is a couple years ago, but yeah. Um, yeah, I still I need to stream more on Twitch, but yeah, I started as a Twitch streamer. Um, clip it. No. Chat, do not clip that. Chat, do not clip that. I swear, please, please, chat. Please, chat. Did I ever show you guys this? I have a Build-A-Bear, I think, Canucks jersey that I just found when I was moving. Um, and I decided to put it on my mic, which makes it difficult now to check my mic settings because they're under there, but I don't know. I think it looks cute, but then you guys can't see it at all. So, is Hoglander back? Hoglander is also back, but I feel like thank you, Mr. Wilkins. Hoglander is back in the way that I'm gonna liken them to Barbie and Ken. Ken has a good day if Barbie acknowledges him. Hoglander has a good game if PD acknowledges him. That's what I'm gonna. That's. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense in my brain. Like, PD has to be operating higher so that Hoglander can look to him for an example, and then also operate at a high amount. Even if Pettersson is getting more points on the power play, because Hoglander isn't trusted most times on the ice. Ask Talkit. He, yeah, he's much improved on the forecheck. He's always been good along the boards, but he's definitely peaked in some aspects. More on the forecheck a bit. Yeah. If that makes sense. I'm kind of just talking at this point. But I hope you enjoy it. Kaya's brain is cooked. Accurate. Accurate. Woo, hoo, 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 hoo. I'm trying to think of like anything else to say. Do you have any more questions? It could be about hockey, or it could be why my brain is decided to go. I don't think he's fully back just yet. The road trip should incentivize him to keep going. Yeah. Also, like, whoever does Tim's picks should have picked Hoglander to score tonight if he was one of the options. I didn't check. But if he was one of the options, he should have checked. He should have checked. You should have checked that. Because he has so many goals against the Jets. And I know it's because he had his rookie year in the year when they were just in Canada. Um, but that's still so funny. I think it's time for bed. Ah, no. I have homework. Yay. I should I send a link to this to my prof to be like, "Hey, um I'm sick with something. Just sick. I'm sick." I give myself the ick, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Maybe I do need sleep, but I am technically caffeinated for at least another few hours. So, yeah, I made myself my own iced tea. I think I started this sentence like 3 times. Hoglander has the most goals of any current Canucks player against the Jets. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. You have homework to do at 10:30 p.m. Yes. Yes. I am a fourth year student, brother. I yeah. I have homework. It's totally not because I procrastinated it. Procrastinate. Yeah, maybe you are right. It might be bedtime. Yeah. Anyway, get any last questions in. I'll give it a second. Real quick. Here. Do 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 do. Okay. Yes, I do in fact have homework to do at 10:30 p.m. All right. I think that's all for tonight. Takes a all-nighter a terrible idea. I have done one all-nighter in the past year. Two. And neither of them were school related. One was to clean my room, and one was to watch the Dutch Grand Prix, I think. um, thoughts on Elias Pettersson to the Habs? Shut up. Whoa! Okay, I thought I broke my mic for a second. I just put it on. Will the Canucks beat the Jets 4-0, 4-1? I think it'll be 4-2. Because I like the number 6. Totally not related to Brock Besser. Being my favorite Canuck. Star Wars or Star Trek? I'm gonna end it there. It's definitely Habs need a 2C. Don't question. I said don't question. I do not care. Star Wars or Star Trek? I have a whole arm dedicated to Star Wars, so that's gonna be my answer there. Pivotal time for the season. We have a big chance to nick that final wildcard spot. Can we do it? Absolutely, because no one seems to want it. And you know what? If it is an absolutely improbable situation, the Canucks are going to get it. Because that's just how this team works. They didn't want us here. We got in 1970 anyway. They didn't want us here, so they didn't even give us the first overall pick. We've never had one. Star Wars bad. The NHL didn't want us here, so we're going to force our way into that. That's a lot of history. Look it up. I may have just made something up. Yeah. Star Wars. Why are y'all a bunch of Trekkies? I mean, I can do that. That's the hand I can't do it with. I can do that too. But yeah, I'm a Star Wars girly. Anyway, good night, everybody. Marcus Pettersson will get y'all to the playoffs. Yes! Marcus Pettersson. DPD. That's his name. Bars. Alright, I should probably find your lack of faith disturbing. Yeah. I like how this has turned into a combo. Name a better combo. Limping into playoffs and winning a cup. St. Louis Blues, 2019. I can only think of like almosts, you know? Good night. Bye. Yeah, thanks, Mark, for signaling that I should end the stream. Good night, everybody. Make good choices. Yes. Oh, I thought you were saying bye. Oh no, I thought you were yeah, I am trying to say bye, but I keep also talking, because, you know, my brain. Um, good night, everybody. LA Kings. Alright. Good night!